Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Inside Scoop. I'd like to welcome my guests today, my co-hosts, as usual, Joey, and by popular demand, and by the fact I think we're going to keep him hanging around for a bit, legendary wrestling guru, Corey Lancourt. Corey, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Joe, put your hat back on. People going blind.
Yeah.
Well, it's what's good about this in a way. There really isn't many tragedies we have to mention. So thankful for that. There wasn't a heck of a lot. There is one going on in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, with the fires down there. Now a lot of folks are in trouble. A good friend of mine, Ryan, lives about 15-20 minutes from where these fires are. And he's safe. He's reported himself safe.
Oh, good.
So he's okay because he was just down there. So my thoughts a little bit going down at Myrtle Beach with their fires that they're contending with. Well, we have a pretty action-packed show today, so let's get started with it. Joe, let's get to our usual list of birthdays, wrestling birthdays, and celebrity birthdays you might have written down there. It's not wrong with my arms, it's my legs are really bothering me. But get to the list and don't give me a long story.
Well, I mentioned that next Friday, what would have been my grandmother's birthday on my dad's side of the family. She would have been 100 next Friday.
Wow, Grandma, what's her name, Grandma? What's her first name?
Ellen.
Grandma Ellen. Beautiful name.
My last name. So my dad's mom.
Yep, would have been great. Your Grandma Ellen would have been 100. God bless her.
Okay, first on the list here is Gail Kim.
Gail Kim, yes.
February 20th, 48.
Gail Kim, wow, 48 already.
First
Eat the feet.
champion.
Judgment Day member Carlito.
Carlito, who I've met in person.
February 21st, 46.
Now that's cool.
Yes.
Buddy Rogers.
The Nature Boy himself, the original one.
The
Wasn't
best.
he the first WWE champion?
No.
Or
No,
WWE?
no, we'll go into it again. We'll
Okay.
have a time.
February 20th. Brodus Clay.
Ooh, somebody call your mama.
Someone else used that music too.
I know,
February
but we're
20
going to it now.
February 21st, 52.
Sorry, 52.
Corey Graves.
Corey Graves. Yes, announced at NXT right now.
February 24th, 41.
Yes. Companies have been mentioned on my good friend Vic Solicosta's site too. Bros Clay was, Corey Graves was.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Another man who I've met a couple times.
February 28th, 72.
One of the finest men I've ever met in wrestling, actually.
You told me the stories. I love it.
The leader of the AWA, Vern Gagne.
Yes.
February 26th. Nikki Cross's husband, Killian Dane.
Killian Dane. Lucky guy.
February 20th, 40.
Big folk. Killian Dane's 40 already? Wow.
Yeah. Big E. March 1st.
Yes, it was also mentioned on Wrestling Forum.
39.
Big E Langston.
He was stuffing his face on pay-per-view.
Emma.
Yep.
March 1st, 36. Two-time Hall of Famer, Booker T.
Now, can you dig that?
Sucker!
You just didn't just say that. What?
Is this the shucky quack quack moment of our show? It could be. The six-time world champion. Okay.
March 1st, 60.
Booker is 60?
Yeah.
Wow.
All hail King Booker.
Next is General Adnan.
Yes, and LKC. Yes.
And only Sergeant Slaughter is the only one left of the trio.
Yes.
March 1st.
Well, I've met Sergeant Slaughter twice. I never met LKC.
Gorilla Monsoon's son was a referee.
Yep, you mentioned that, believe it or not, last year. I remember.
Joey Morella.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you.
February 28th. Maria Kanellis.
Maria Canales, I see on Facebook almost every daily. She has put a lot of pictures on Facebook lately. I've known Mike Bennett, her husband, since he was an amateur wrestler at Carver High School. Believe it or not.
February 25th, 43.
I've met Maria a few times.
Lance Cade.
Yes. That was mentioned on Wrestling Forum as well.
March 2nd. Former
I wonder if Trevor
WCW,
Murdoch wished him happy birthday. They're all friends.
former WCW commentator and I think interviewer Mike Tenay.
Yes, Mike Tenay, excellent color analyst for wrestling.
March 1st, 70.
Mike Tenay is 70?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's ex-wife, Deborah.
McMichael, yes.
March 2nd, 65.
65 already, wow.
Former member of the Nexus, Justin Gabriel.
Okay. Wasn't he also a bunny at one time?
I don't know.
Yes, I think so. He was part of the Rosebuds. Here's a good trivia question. Who was the leader of the Rosebuds, really?
Adam
the bunny?
Rose?
Or Adam
Justin
Cole.
Gabriel.
Or Adam Cole.
Adam Rose.
Adam Rose, that's right.
Yes, you'd be all right. Don't worry about it. I'm thinking of the one that died.
March 3rd, 44. The guy who just had a birthday Monday, Ivar.
I've local, Todd Smith. Todd, I believe, is, if I'm not mistaken, he's 41, right?
Yep.
I've met Todd several times. Handsome Johnny Hayes, local. A local guy who's made it big. I'm one of the guys I'm really proud of in wrestling because it's a local guy who's made it and making money.
So this next one I saw you post on Facebook. WCW star Crowbar.
Crowbar, yeah, that was a few years ago I posted on Facebook.
Devin Storm. Yep.
March 4th, 51. And finally,
She doesn't say Lashley anymore.
Jordan Grace.
Local, we just heard this on the way in.
March 5th, 29.
Another girl who I've met local, TNA, former TNA champion who just came into NXT. Will be challenging Julia or the other girl there, Stephanie Van Korf, won her titles. A girl who's, keep an eye on Jordan Grace, great wrestler, strong as an ox, sweet as you can get a person. I've met her in person. Now, of course, we'd like to get into our situation with deaths. First thing I'm going to mention for deaths is a local restaurant. I know it's kind of off the hook for all of us because they weren't sponsors of our show, but I feel bad for the folks out there who remember the Boneyard here in Attleboro. There was one in Swansea, I do believe in Johnston. I guess the owner decided to fold up shop in all three restaurants. Great local restaurants. I will miss your chicken tenders. Steve's in the corner now as we speak, crying. He's down there right now in the corner. He's crying. I drove by him on the way down. He continues to cry in the corner. We'll pick up Steve after the show. Okay, Joe?
Okay, what?
We'll get to
I'm
what.
lost.
You've been lost. You see why I didn't want him as co-host? Can't get Cody over there. Corey, whatever his name is. I don't know.
Well, Steve keeps calling him Charlie.
Oh, it looks like Charlie the Tuna. All right. He looks like a fisherman. He still does.
Okay. First, we got singer Roberta Flack.
Killing me softly with this song.
No, I heard enough of this on the phone.
Killing me softly with this song. Music icon, as far as I'm concerned. I think my director will agree with this.
From the 70s.
She was one of the greatest smooth, beautiful singers that we had back in the 70s and 80s. I remember listening to her several times. How many times have you had slow songs, slow dances with girls singing with that song?
I never did, so.
Yeah, well, your inflatable girlfriend popped. Anyway.
Next, we got
That was from my director. That's one.
Harriet the Spy and Buffy the Vampire Slayer star Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yes, I read about that.
She was only 39.
Very young. I know a friend of mine mentioned that on her website. My good friend Jen, who does a lot of cooking for us, I said, did she perhaps eat your cooking? And she hit me very hard.
Superman's 1, 2, and 4 star Gene Hackman.
Well, we can keep going. We can go on and on and on. Coach McGinty, probably one of the 5 greatest actors I've ever seen in the business. Gene Hackman was an unbelievable actor. You mentioned earlier, what was the
Oh, I don't know
other
if I like
episode he
doing
was
this.
in?
The French Connection.
The French what? I'm sorry, Director. This is the inside scoop, sir. We can't mention anything about
That's
those
not what I
movies on
was
the
saying.
inside scoop.
Not what I said.
Well, you mentioned it, okay? He was in the French Connection.
That's what I said.
No, you said something else.
No,
We're not
I
gonna.
didn't
Corey,
say that.
Corey, quiet over there. No comments from you either at all. Just keep it down. Zip it. Put a lid on it. You know, Morton Downey Jr. He was in the French Connection.
That's
folks.
what I said.
He said something else.
I did not.
Nah, he did. You know, because you watch those movies. That's your business.
I know.
Yeah, with your ex-inflated girlfriend there.
Okay.
Well, I think that's a good segue. Before we get to Elimination Chamber and talk about wrestling, let's briefly delve into our independent wrestling scene.
All
if
right.
we could. Hold on, Corey. First thing I want to mention is I'm wearing this shirt.
What shirt?
New World Extreme Wrestling, and I would get this wrong. And WWE. WE.
Yeah, it's New World Extreme Wrestling.
Wrestling.
New World Wrestling Extreme.
New World Wrestling Extreme. I'm sorry, Troop, if you're out there watching that show, don't hit me when you see me. I'm trying to get through
hit
this
him.
quickly. Have a great card coming up. If you're watching our show, if it's being shown on the 8th of March, we'll be back in Central Falls at the Knights of Columbus. Always a good show. I know he has tickets online. Ringside was $25. Second row, I think, was $20, and general admission, I believe, was $15. You could buy tickets at the door. Unfortunately, I will not be making that show, and the reason why, I'll let Corey take over
Because-
and tell us why.
Because on that very day, tonight, on the 8th, RICW is going to be live, and they're going to be in Woonsocket, off on Diamond Hill Road. Where's the venue? Okay, 2168 Diamond Hill Road, Woonsocket, Rhode Island. They're going to have a night of matches.
What's the bell time?
RICW. Oh, the bell time is I believe it's still 6:30. And yeah, 6:30. And it's their first event since before the pandemic, and they have a lot of guys going to be there.
As you've mentioned before, you actually worked for them at one time. You did
Yes,
some
I
announcing
would.
for them. You've been a manager for them. Involved with them for years.
Yeah, I tried giving them an after the event podcast where I get to interview one of the wrestlers. But yeah, the Saturday tickets are still on sale online through their where is it? Eventbrite.com. House RSCW present Return of the Underground. Limited seatings, and they're like $30. $15 a ticket. But there's also standing room only tickets if they get sold out.
Which we hope to. Me and Corey will be going to that show. We have front row seats.
Yes, we do.
We want to encourage you folks to take a little ride down to Woonsocket and support RSCW, Kevin Reel, I know, and Stephanie put that on. It's always been a good promotion. I've always seen some decent wrestling there. Do you have any of the card by chance?
Well, yeah, I got the card so far for RSCW. Like, we got the RSCW Warzone Championship Fatal Fury 5-way match, where Sean Hunter battles Isaac Knox, battles Johnny Mata, Pimp Daddy Apple Cinnamon, the former Stephen Broad, and the Goose Billy Ware. It's for the vacant title because Mike Montero is out of commission for a while.
Injury, I know that he's nursing a little injury.
And then we have a number one contender inter-city championship match between two monsters, Hunter Kane and the Biohazard Brutus Sane. Then
Okay, before we go on from that, I want to mention, I've met Hunter Kane. I've seen Hunter Kane wrestle years ago. He's about the same size as Brian Giles, and Brian Malone is not quite as husky as those two, but he's a big, ornery kid who can wrestle and work with you. He's one of the nicest people you'll meet out of the ring, but I would never want to get in the ring with him. He's just too big for me. He's big for me. He's a 6'7" kid who can really throw him down.
Big dude.
I'd like to see him against a guy named Wrecking Ball Legursky. That'd be a great wrestling match, I think.
Well, anyway, the Universal Champion, who's been champion since 2019, Jacqueline Sparks, will be addressing her future with as champion, because it's been a long time.
No, Jacqueline Sparks is that an alter ego of Tiffany Aruda?
Tiffany Aruda,
Yes,
yep.
from RWA fame.
Yeah, she won the belt.
She's had a baby sense, I know.
Yeah, she has.
Child sense.
Yeah, ever since
Good little wrestler.
And then, Insane Dick Lane, everyone's favorite metahuman supervillain, is going to battle against a debuting in RICW, Yosef 13. I don't know who this guy is,
I've heard of Yosef, even not. I've heard of him.
I heard of him, but this is going to be my first time seeing him wrestle. But he's going to face Dick Lane. And then...
Insane Dick Lane, who, by the way, RWA turned heel. That gives us a little preview of what we're going through the last 10 minutes of our show.
And then the last match that they have listed here is they're debuting Matt Deadwood. I don't know anything about him.
I've heard of him.
But I heard of him, though. Battling against Freaking Flax.
I've heard of Freaking Flax, too, but I've heard of Matt Deadwood.
Flax, if you don't know who he is, he's a guy in a goat's mask. And he's wacky.
Does he have a beard? Is it red?
It's a white beard.
Is this guy about 6'7", 6'8"?
Oh, you talking about Deadwood?
No, I'm talking about Flax there.
No, he's gonna be smaller than Deadwood, I think.
Wait a minute, hold it. By chance, was that Eric Rowan's alter ego as a twin from the Twins, the movie Twins? Could they do a movie Twins together? Because if he wears the mask, they put their masks together. Does he have red hair? He said he had white.
Right? I don't know.
I don't know either, but I think I've actually seen this kid wrestle, I believe, once or twice.
All right. So yeah, that was
keeping Joey. Joey's taking a nap over here, sleeping, dozing off.
I think we should be ready for.
Hold on, we're gonna mention one more thing.
Okay, one more thing.
You're wearing the gear, the hat right now.
Right.
RWA is
RWA is doing a show.
We March 16th over at. We're not gonna have time for.
What?
March 16th, the day before St. Patrick's Day, 2 days after Beware the Ides of March. That's all.
Oh, who's gonna? Are we drinking any beer?
We're gonna
Steve Weisers?
We're gonna stab Joey that day on March 15th. So.
Oh, you're gonna have some Steve
Summon the leprechauns.
Too? Okay, and then before we have leprechauns, but the 16th we'll be at the.
Not gonna have any Steve Weisers on 316?
No. No Steve Weisers.
Stone Cold Day.
Everybody's getting into the act. That's why we're here. But yeah, the 16th is going to be another great show over at the Rosary. I call it the Rosary just for the sake of time.
Yep.
Over in Providence. Come on down. See, again, me and Corey will be at that show, sitting ringside. If you ever see me or Corey at a wrestling show, if you even, people are actually still watching this show, okay? Come on down and see us. Talk to us. We'll talk. I'll talk wrestling with you for hours. He'll talk wrestling with you for hours. Joey doesn't go to local shows because he's been banned. He's not allowed in any at all. He refuses to change his clothes or his underwear, and he didn't let any farm animals in there when he's trying to go in there. He can't bring his date. So, but no, come on. Well, they beat Steven because think of the money the concessions makes alone just on food. Anyhow, and of course you get to see Emily and Natalie if Steve goes to these shows. I could be here talking about local shows for a while, but we have to get to the Elimination Chamber. The information that kind of shocked all of wrestling. Let's get to our results first, then we'll talk about that.
Yes.
I know we were joking a lot. Director, we had a good joke earlier about the French Connection. I don't want to get shut off here and turned off for life. We want to continue with the inside scoop. Whatever Joey says, he's saying it, not me.
No, frenzy. Anything. The Women's Elimination Chamber, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez, and Bianca Belair won.
Which I think was the match of the night.
Which also had the return of Jade Cargill.
Jade Cargill went in, and as I've been mentioning, I don't know if I mentioned it here on the Inside Scoop, but I read about it. Naomi's the one that attacked Jade Cargill. She basically wanted the highlight. I know Jade Cargill, wrestling is kayfabe, folks. She had an injury. They were trying to figure out how they're going to write her off and make it into a storyline. Naomi is going heel. Naomi's going heel, yes.
He might. But this promotion has so many twists and turns. You could be surprised. It could be that.
Jade
could be
Cargill
it.
going heel, but I think it's Naomi going heel.
It could
And
be that.
Then Bianca and Jade Cargill having maybe perhaps a match, because there's a chance that Bianca Belair will pin Io Shirai, who just won the women's title.
Oh, at WrestleMania.
Think about that for a second. Would that be a really good twist of something after WrestleMania? I think it would
Yeah,
be
but
good.
Bianca would have to go to Raw.
That's so cool. Well, she'll be a champion. She'll be the champion on Raw, won't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think of some of this stuff. You know, think ahead a little bit, guys. It's the next match show, but that was, I think, the match of the night. Again, I give my opinion, and these guys this wasn't the best pay-per-view wrestling-wise I don't think I've seen in a while. It was kind of, actually a little bit disappointing on some things. I give that match like a 7 out of 10, being really good. The women's match.
Yeah, that was a good match.
What was the next match?
The men's elimination chamber.
Yes.
Well, we're kind of out of order.
Yeah, out of order. Go.
Yeah.
Put them in order. Put men's elimination chamber last.
Okay. I think I remember the next one. The next one was, oh yeah, that's right. It was the ladies, then the men's. The ladies tag match. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, who also returned in her hometown against
Trishy and Tiffy.
against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, and
That wasn't a bad little match. It was pretty good back and forth, but it looked like it was kind of slow. They were kind of lethargic. I give that match like a 5.
I think they
match.
had to slow the pacing because they gave them so much time or something.
Because that match did go a bit. I mean, Tiffany Stratton's 49 years old. You mentioned it at one of your birthdays a couple of months ago. She did great in that match.
you mean Trish is 29?
That's what I said, Trish.
I thought you said Tiffany.
French connection, not what he said.
Oh, the winner.
That was for our director again. He's in there giving me the thumbs down. All right.
The winner in the match was Tiffany and Trish.
Good match, though. So I give it a 5 out of 10, though. It wasn't the greatest wrestling match, but it was good.
The next one is the unsanctioned match.
Disappointing. One word, I'd say disappointing.
Yeah.
Good, but disappointing. It could have been a little more violent, in my opinion.
I really would. I was expecting it be even more violent spectacle than it was. Mm-hmm. But maybe, in my opinion, they should have I don't know, that type of match should have been the main event. But I can understand why they made the last segment after the men's.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Exactly. But the return of
Randy Orton.
Oh yes, you were hinting at it, and I agreed with you. But I did pick Kevin Owens to win because apparently they didn't let.
So lie.
Yeah, they didn't let Orton come out till afterwards.
Ruined the match. He RKO'd everyone on site. About 9 people went down on RKO. About 6-7 security guards. He got the referee. There was a little girl in the front row. He RKO'd her. And, he had everybody who came near him.
He almost punted Orton.
Yeah, but
Owens.
Owens, that was
The security
also planned.
and the people in the back got in his way.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy that I almost saw the punt. I love that.
Okay, now we gotta get to the men's elimination chamber.
All right, here we go.
Quickly, we have a few minutes left, guys. I can't believe the show's going this fast.
John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, and Seth Rollins, and Cena won.
As we all predicted, John Cena would win. The reason being what it did. That match was WEAK. Weakest match I've seen in an elimination chamber, long time. I give it maybe a 3.5 of 10 stars. The way the first 3 guys went down, no one tried to kick out. It looked like simple moves, bang. It looked like they just didn't really, whoever wrote it up didn't do very good. Back and forth. It was a decent match. And we said Cena won the last 3.
Yeah.
We had the CM Punk, Rollins, and Cena. Cena was kind of kicking back and letting these two go at it. They had their feud. Go ahead.
But yeah, my rating for that match, I give it a little more higher rating because Logan Paul got beaten, taken out. I don't like him.
I'm not fond of the guy either.
So that's the only reason why I give it a little higher rating.
And then a little bit of a swerve at the end, kind of like what Logan Paul did last year. Rollins was eliminated.
Oh, yes.
Stomped CM Punk and screwed CM Punk again. So we're going to call this the elimination, the Toronto screw job. Basically, to CM Punk, Cena put him in the STFU and the STF, and he tapped out he passed out from the pain. But the shock heard around the world. First come out The Rock, the final boss. This has been a storyline in WWE for a good month now. All right, Cody Rhodes, are you gonna sell your soul to The Rock? And Cody thought it over for a minute, said a few words. Hey, Rock, go explicit yourself.
Yep.
Go bleep yourself.
As I said, I mean, French connection, not
Yes.
okay.
The F word is French.
Yes. And Xena and Cody Rhodes are hugging. Even my girlfriend looked at this because I saw her. I did a complete triple take. John Cena sold his soul, and unbelievably, that's shock going around the world right now because of all the work he's done with Make-A-Wish, and I've worked with his father directly in the ring, and I've never met John. I met his dad a few times actually. John Cena actually turned heel. I could not believe that. And that's as big as Hulk Hogan when he went to the NWO and turned heel. That maybe even
And
bigger.
Andre the Giant back in the 80s.
Now, Corey gave me a little information on the way in. Corey, what was the information about that?
John Cena was a babyface for nearly his entire career, from 2004 to 2025. So he got a Guinness World Record of being a babyface for the past over 20 years.
He also wrestled 3-4 before he went to WWE, so
Yeah.
he actually wrestled local. But I was shocked when that happened. Anybody who wasn't shocked was John Cena. I mean, the Make-A-Wish, who has the Guinness Book of Records for most Make-A-Wish wishes over the years, too.
Made a lot of children cry. I see the videos.
Nikki Bella was crying, unconfirmed. Because now she's divorced and John Cena is married to someone else. I can't believe this show's actually gone this fast. Killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song. Yeah. Well, I'd like to thank ACS for having us, our director for directing us. I'd like to thank my guest Joey for his list, Corey for your input.
Thank you.
French connection. Rest in peace, Gene Hackman, and our prayers and thoughts right now with those blessed folks in
and condolences
South
to
Carolina and Myrtle Beach area. Also, happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. God bless you. Top of the morning. The rest of the day's for myself.